Let's look at the different ways in which you can print strings. There are 5 methods. Let's look at the first method. I have my main function. I declare my string, character string of 5 equals NDSU. So that's 4 characters plus 1 null character. The most simplest way to display a string is using a printf statement saying printf percentile s comma str. That's the most simplest way. The second more simplest way is take the same program, character string of 5 equals NDSU. Instead of printf, I can use another function called puts str. So puts is equivalent to your printf. So either you can use printf or you can just say puts and the string. Two simple methods. As you can see here, I do not have total control over the string. Let's say I want to only display the second character in the string. Using these two methods, I cannot do that because it's going to print the whole string. If I want to have more control over what I print, I go for method 3, which is, let's say, main. I'm going to take the same string, character str of 5 equals NDSU. So as soon as you make this declaration, your string is going to be in this character array with a null. So NDSU and a null. Remember, it's a character array. So array has indices 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I can create a variable I, and I can say for I equals 0, I less than or equals to 3, I plus plus, printf. To print a character, I'm going to use percentile C, comma, str of I. Right, so I'm going from index 0, display the character at index 0, display the character at index 1, 2, 3. Do not try to display the null character. You're basically going to end up with a blank space. So null indicates nothing. And the ASCII value of null is 0. So this method has a clear advantage over methods 1 and 2. However, it still suffers from the problem that you need to know the length of the string. So without knowing the length of the string, it's not possible to print all the characters in the string. Now here I knew that the string had 4 characters plus a null. So I go from index 0 to 3. Now what if I do not know the length? How do I do it? For that, we go for method 4, which is I take the same string. So character str of 5 equals NDSU. So it's going to do the same thing. Put it in a character array with a null. So NDSU and a null. I take another integer variable I initialize it to 0. Now I'm going to say while str of I is not equal to a null, which means if my current character is not a null, then I can say printf percentile C, comma str of I. And then I can move to the next character. If my next character is not a null, I display it and I move to the next character. Ultimately, I'm going to reach a null, and then once it reaches a null, I can exit my code. So this program The advantage is that you do not need to know the size of the array. You can take the you can take advantage of the fact that a string always terminates with a null character. Therefore, all you need to do is check if your current character is a null or not. Now, let's look at method 5, which leverages method 4, but it is much more faster. So, main character str of 5 equals ndsu, the same string. I declare a character pointer and I say pointer equals ampersand string of 0. So my pointer is storing the base address of the string. Again, it's going to be this way. So n, t, s, u, and a null. So let's say address is 4000, 4001, 4002, 4003, and 4004. Remember, it's a character array, and the size of the character is 1 byte, which is why two adjacent characters are different by 1. Now I can say while star ptr, which means the value at address ptr, so currently ptr is pointing to 4000, while the value at address 4000 is not equal to a null, I'm going to say printf %c, comma, value at address ptr. Once I print the character, I'm going to say ptr++. When I do ptr++, my ptr is now going to store 4001. That is, it's going to point to the address 4001. Now again, value at address 4001 is not equal to a null, which is true because d is not equal to a null. So print d and then move to the next character. Ultimately, you're going to go through all the characters and reach null. When you reach null, value at address 4004 is not equal to a null. Value at address 4004 is a null. Null not equals to null is false, which is when you exit the code. So these are the 5 methods which you can use to display strings. Method 5 is the fastest. It takes advantage of method 4, which is, we know the fact that a string is always going to end with a null character. So that remains as it is. The only difference here is we are using a pointer.